Switzerland is famous for its breathtaking scenery, such as the Swiss Alps, its beautiful lakes and waterfalls, also for its cows, Swiss Army knives, and its iconic food, such as its cheese and chocolate. Switzerland has a total of 178 McDonald's and currently ranks 33rd on the world list of countries with the most McDonald's. This is my experience of trying McDonald's in Switzerland. I think one of the first things that was on my agenda was looking for a burger that showcased one of Switzerland's classic cheeses, maybe something with a slice of Emmental in there or Gruyere. For some reason, I couldn't find anything that seemed to offer this option, so I went to plan B. Maybe at a more urban outlet of McDonald's in Switzerland, maybe there would have been a more varied menu. But plan B, I saw what else there was to offer that maybe I hadn't seen before, and the honey mustard crispy chicken jumped out at me. When you get the burger, one of the first things you see is there's two colours of seed on the bun, which I thought was a nice touch, makes it look quite artistic. A flattened piece of chicken breast, but good width and length, so you get a decent amount of meat there. First positive I'd say was it was well cooked and the coating was crispy. One of my complaints is when you get a crispy or so-called crispy burger and it tends out to be quite soggy. No complaints there on this point. Couldn't quite pinpoint the seasoning there, but there was definitely something there giving it a little bit of extra edge. The honey mustard sauce was vibrant and offered some sharpness. I'd say my only criticism was possibly there was a little bit of lack of flair with the salad component. Maybe missing a slice of tomato. The salad element was a bit basic. It was simply just lots of sliced lettuce with a little raw onion. So I think overall I was quite pleased with that burger. The meat was well cooked, tasty. The coating was fantastic. The sauce, the honey mustard sauce, was great. Also, I felt the ratio was spot on. I've had a concern before where there's been too little sauce. Historically, I've also had instances where there's been too much sauce, and I thought they got the balance right there. The bun was great as well. So, apart from the salad element being slightly underwhelming, it's a net positive. Quick comment about the condiment policy. It's becoming increasingly the norm in Europe for additional costs to be levied if you want extra condiments, and that's the case here. An extra sachet will set you back 0.4 of a Swiss franc, which equates to 30 pence or 40 US cents. On a more positive front, the service was absolutely fantastic. I think the food was delivered to my table in probably less than 2 minutes. Really nice, welcoming atmosphere, very relaxed. Obviously got fantastic scenery. It's in the Swiss Alps. You can't really ask for more than that. So now we move on to the options for the dessert, and there was something that looked a little bit different that I hadn't seen before. Have I seen a donut before? Of course I have. But have I seen an offering of a trio of mini donuts? I don't think I've seen that before. Well, they look like donuts. There's obviously, of course, only one way to find out. So I ordered them, and I confirm the suspense is over because they were donuts. So 3 different types, as you can see there. And I decided to try and gauge what would be my favourite and what would be my least favourite and work in reversed order. So I tackled the mixed berry one first. The first bite I didn't get any hit of the filling, which is a little bit disappointing, and the donut base was a little bit bland. But with the second bite I did get a hit of that rich berry jam, part sweet, part bitter, and I felt a slight bitterness helped cleanse my palate after the savoury elements. So yeah, it actually surprised me. The mixed berry one ended up actually being my favourite. Then I moved on to the chocolate one. It was actually a chocolate hazelnut one, and that was a little bit of a disappointment. Once again, the donut base was a little bit bland. The first bite again got no hint of the filling, and when I did get to the filling, it just sensed to be like a small dollop of Nutella in there, so slightly underwhelming. The final option was the apple donut, and that had the most interesting and flavoursome donut base. It had a generous dusting of sugar and cinnamon, so that was very pleasant. The apple filling was there, it was flavoursome. I don't know, it just sort of tasted a little bit different to what I was expecting. I guess I was hoping for or anticipating maybe an apple pie-esque filling, but it just tasted a little bit different. It wasn't bad, but but it wasn't great either. Difficult to pinpoint, but I think maybe I was expecting to have little chunks of apple in that, as you get with an apple pie, but that's not the case here. So out of the two new dishes, I have to say the honey crispy chicken was the clear winner. Fries were spot on as well and well seasoned. And the donut trio, I thought was a nice idea, but I felt they were slightly disappointing. I definitely would prefer a McFlurry or an apple pie over these. At nearly 16 francs for a meal, I'm not sure you can classify it as a cheap eat, but there is a certain charm from dining in a classic franchise in the middle of the Swiss Alps, and for me the setting makes it worth a visit alone.